seeing everything that the theory predicts, you know, in full detail, right? So this is what we call evidence, not proof. Does that make sense? It's the difference between evidence and proof. An important distinction. And we are getting pretty late here. I have got a meeting at noon. I have to do an electronic meeting, so I'm going to have to run before very long. But we've covered pretty much everything here about, are there any, so in the 3 minutes we have left, does anybody have something that they're just dying, burning to ask? Yes?
Sorry, I was wondering if you can like kind of give us like I guess checklist, like when we look at the, like you know in lab when we look at the data, like is there a way you can like kind of tell, okay, so certain qualities distinguish like a place cell, grid cell, and beta cell from each other?
Well, so I do have these examples, right, of in the lab 2 slides of, these are sort of canonic examples of each. And so the best I could say in terms of answering that question is for you to be able to tell, if you look at these slides and ask yourself, you know, why am I calling that a place cell versus that a theta cell versus that a grid cell? If you can look at the individual graphs and sort of say, yeah, this is a theta cell because this graph differs from this one in this way, if you could, then great. If not, then bring those questions to me or TAs, your specific questions about it. But please do think about it on your own first. Stare at those things and ask yourself, all the slides, you know, go through them and ask yourself if you understand what's on there, if there's anything that's not well labeled or that's not clear from what it says, you know, why is this slide in here or what does this particular graph mean, then by all means, you know, set that aside as one of the things that you have questions about, and then bring your questions to us with it. But first, go through and make it an effort to understand on your own. Quick question, just hold on to the back here. Yes?
In regards to what you just said,
yes.
determine the difference between a placement and somebody that's to be given like a firing rate mass, and not just the RFL.
Yeah, you kind of have to look at the whole picture to really know one from the other with certainty, and it's an accumulation of evidence from all the graphs rather than one specific thing or another. Yes? Well, that's actually already posted. So this one is in the Lab 2 slides, which are online already. So that's a good example of one. Yes?
I think the dying question that I want to know is when we were doing the when we were looking at the precession, like I understood the basic concept of matching up the phases and all that. However, why did I guess maybe when I asked this I wasn't as clear, but why do we care about the background noise? It seemed like in our extracellular recordings we deleted that, and also when we were looking at place cells, we were saying we were looking at certain populations of beta cells, not the background. So why is this LFP and this phase perception and comparing the two so important to our analysis of this?
Well, I would say that the short answer to your question is that it's not the best. It's merely evidence, not proof. So point well taken. You know, we would actually much rather see 8 beta cells getting synchronized than the LFP and the place cell. It's just much harder to do that experiment. And John O'Keefe discovered this effect long ago, before grid cells were even known to exist. And it's this evidence that's been on the table for a long time that's actually been supporting this idea before this idea even existed. And so that's why we talk about it, because it's absolutely known to be true. 100 labs have done this and gotten the same result. And B, it's not perfect, but it's the best we have at this time, so that's why we talked about it. Yes.
And are you also going to post data from Lab 3?
Yes, I am going to post the slides from that. I partly like to, when you guys ask me these questions and tell me what's not clear in the slides, that helps me to put that information on there before I post it. So I'm going to do that today and post it.
Like
Yes.
the data.
Yes.
Why are those do not use small first for the Cisco website?
They don't have anything to do with this module.
I have no idea.
If you don't do them, you're gonna get failed in
I know
class.
nothing about that stuff.
When are you posting this one?
What's that?
When will you be posting this one?
I will be posting them this afternoon after I finish my couple of meetings I have to run through this morning. So
Thank you.
yes,
Thank you.
yes, I'll see you guys later.